I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please stay standing while we recognize those who have passed in recent weeks. Ethan J. Connor. Theodore Horn. Roll call. Mr. Mosheva.
Here.
Paul.
Here.
Mr. Brown.
Here.
Kathy.
Here.
Full board tonight. Fire exits are right here. This is the only staircase you'll go down if there's an emergency. Don't use the stairs or the elevator. Correspondence, we have none. Petitioners at this time on Zoom or in the courtroom here. If anybody has any concerns that they want to bring to the town board, you would come up to the podium and state who you are and what your concerns are, and or on Zoom, just ask to have a conversation with the board.
No one here.
Okay, so if there's no one that is in that category as far as wanting to petition the town board, that would be none. That's what I'm seeing and hearing. All right, no attorney concerns?
No.
First thing on the agenda is a resolution concluding that the Kerhonkson Sidewalk project, known as contract number TWA 083, New York State Route 209 sidewalks situated in the hamlet of Kerhonkson, town of Wawarsing, New York State DOT local projects, pin number 8177.47. Although certain project fee acquisitions exceed 10% and certain combined fee acquisitions and temporary easements exceed 10% total, that all project fee acquisitions and temporary easements can be considered as de minimis, and that project planning, design, and authorization may continue to proceed. Do I have a motion for that?
I'll move it.
Nancy makes a motion and Bill seconds it. It's a roll call vote with this. Mike?
Aye.
Paul?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
Kathy? And
Aye.
I vote aye. That is taken care of. Resolution, the second one we have is by resolution, the town board approves to set the medical insurance buyout for regular full-time employees who are not a member of the clerical bargaining unit and elected officials who are eligible of the annual MVP premium for the coverage the employee is eligible for in the year of 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Mike makes Bill makes a motion, Kathy seconds it. It's a roll call vote. Mike?
Aye.
Paul?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
Kathy? And I vote aye. The third resolution, the Town of Wawarsing Board by resolution adopts the following for the MVP HDHP Silver 3 medical insurance plan for the calendar year 2023 for non-bargaining unit full-time employees and elected officials who are eligible. Each employee enrolled in MVP Liberty HDPC Silver 3 medical insurance plan to cover the annual premium within the said plans and rules of therefore. The town will fund the employee's health reimbursement account for the highway deductible as follows. So with those parameters, do I have a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Kathy makes a motion, Bill seconds it. Roll call vote. Mike?
Aye.
Bill? Paul?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
Kathy?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Town board to approve, there's no budget modifications as far as number one. Town board to approve bills as audited. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Bill makes the motion.
Second.
All seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to approve, we don't have the assessor's report, correct?
Correct.
Town board to approve the building department, the justice court department, the highway department, the town clerk's report, the maintenance department report, the dog controller officer report, and the supervisor's report.
I'll move 4 through 10.
Second.
Bill makes that motion, Mike seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
That motion is carried. 11, town board to authorize the town clerk to advertise for a public hearing to be held on Thursday, November 3rd at 6 p.m. in the town hall courtroom. The purpose of the public hearing is to receive input from the public regarding the town of Wawarsing 2023 budget and set the salaries for the following elected officials: town supervisor, town board, highway superintendent, and town clerk.
So moved.
Second.
Mike makes the motion, Paul seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
That motion is carried. 12, the town board to approve payment application number 12 in the amount of $261,146.45 to H. Ulsterhout Excavating, Inc. for the Wawarsing Water District, Route 209 Water Distribution Main.
So moved.
Second.
Bill makes the motion, Cassidy seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. 13, to approve application number 5 in the amount of $31,901 to Ray S. Pantel, Inc. for the Wawarsing Water District Water Treatment Facility and Wellfield Electrical.
Move it.
Second.
Bessie makes a motion, Paul seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to approve the payment application number 13 in the amount of $28,452.50 to TAM Enterprises for the Wawarsing Water District Water Treatment Plan and Wellfield.
Move it.
Second.
Cassie and Paul, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board authorizes the supervisor to execute field order number 1 through 4 for T. McElliott Elliott, Inc. for the Wawarsing Water District Water Treatment Facility and Wellfield Mechanical Construction.
I'll move it.
Second.
Cassie and Paul, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to approve the payment invoice of number 17-1358-35 in the amount of $69,334.25 to Delaware Engineering, DPC, for the town of Wawarsing Highway Garage.
So moved. Second.
Bill makes a motion, Mike seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to approve the payment of the invoice from Hornbeck's Plumbing, Heating, and Electric in the amount of $4,216 for services performed in 2021.
I'll move it.
Second.
Cassie makes a motion, Paul seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to approve the payment invoice number 253-345-668 in the amount of $706.95 to Empire Blue Cross Blue Shield for Michael Summers' health insurance coverage from 10/1/22 to 12/31/22.
So moved.
Second.
Mike makes a motion, Paul seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. There's no 19. Number 20, town board to authorize the supervisor to execute an agreement between the town of Wawarsing and Thomas Drogan, Waxman, Pettigrew, and Malley, LLP, for labor consultant legal services for 2023.
So moved.
Bill makes a motion, Mike seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to approve the 2022 annual membership dues for the Coalition of Watershed Towns in the amount of $1,500.
So moved.
Second.
Mike makes a motion, Paul seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to approve the purchase of Badger Trimble Yuma 7-inch, looks like, tablet,
Yep.
and 2 handheld meter scanners from Schmitz Wholesale, Inc. for a price not to exceed $9,705. Tablet and scanners will be used for Cohasset Water District, the Wawarsing Water District, and the Nappaneck Water District.
I'll move it.
Second.
Cassie makes the motion, Paul seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried. Town board to authorize the supervisor to execute the credit card processing proposal with Municipay for the transfer station and tax collector. Okay, not
I'll move that, striking
Okay.
the transfer station
correct
For now.
for now.
for now. Okay, so Mike makes the motion
Second.
and Cassie seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
And that motion is carried. 24, town board to authorize the supervisor to execute the aviation fuel contract with Titan Fuels for the purpose of purchasing fuel at Joseph Y. Resnick Airport.
I'll make it.
Second.
Paul makes the motion, Cassie seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to adopt the final seeker long form, part 2, for the Somerset Partners LLC Medley Development Project as reviewed at the October 6th meeting 2022.
I'll make. Second.
Mike makes a motion, Paul seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board authorizes the supervisor to execute the renewal of Guardian Vision Plan for the 2023 calendar year.
So moved. Second.
Bill makes a motion, Mike seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board authorizes the supervisor to execute the renewal of the CDP HP Delta Dental of New York plan for 2023 calendar year.
I'll make it.
Second.
Paul makes a motion, Mike seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Town board authorizes the supervisor to execute the memorandum of agreement between the town of Wawarsing and the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Locals 363 Highway and Transfer Station, and that the IBEW collective bargaining agreement covering the period of January 1st, 2020, December 31st, 2022 shall be extended through December 31st, 2025, and shall remain unchanged as accepted provided in the MOA, or Memorandum of Agreement.
Second.
Bill makes a motion, Mike seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
That motion's carried. So, at this particular time in the meeting, we have highway concerns.
Give me a lot of money.
Oh, that's easy.
We just finished doing the Neverly Road,
Okay.
trimming trees today. Tomorrow we'll be down on the Burn Road. We're gonna be doing town line to the village. We're gonna cut a lot of trees. The board don't even know about it. We just figured today we're gonna do it. We're
There was a
finding-
question last week on the one down past on the Burn Road.
Yeah, that's the village.
Right.
We're gonna have a crew down there tomorrow.
Okay.
One crew in Greenfield Park. Next crew is gonna go to Hacienda Road. That's the next crew. My concern is, I was at a meeting today with the superintendents of highways. There's a guy over that way, he's an engineer of some kind. We're gonna bring him over, he's gonna look at that Barber Lane Bridge.
Good.
Okay.
Gonna bring him over, he's not gonna charge us.
That's
He said
better.
if he needs a hand to fill out the bridge report, he said we should do that every year because we get a credit. And the more credits we get, the farther the line we go up down the line
On the grant application?
on the grant application.
Okay.
So I'm gonna talk to him on Monday. We're gonna set it up because we're gonna have it with the village too because we got the Clinton Street Bridge. We're gonna have a little meeting there. My biggest concern is people's going out and marking trees. You mark trees, you're gonna be liable. Tree falls on somebody, you're gonna be liable. It'd be better off you just tell somebody what the tree is and somebody go look at it. I hate to see somebody get sued for something they think is right. You should call somebody. But we got a lot of dead ones now. That's why I'm going down to Burn Road tomorrow. We wasn't planning on doing this for a while yet, but I gotta do it tomorrow. Other than that, I'm good.
Okay. Mike Moschetta.
A few things. As we're all feeling the cold weather coming in, just to be concerned with your chimneys being cleaned out, starting your wood stoves, pellet stoves, whatever you have. Also having your boilers cleaned correctly. I know generally daylight savings time, we stress to change the batteries in your smoke detectors. Although most of them now that you buy, it's a 10-year battery, but if you have the older one, be a little proactive. You're turning your stoves on, your boilers a little early this year. Check your batteries, they're pretty cheap. Just be safe and keep your family safe with that. Every month I talk about the building department and how busy we are there. This month is no different. I've asked the public to please be a little patient with us as we went through some hiccups with being short-staffed this year, being overly busy. We have hired 2 new people to work out of that office, hopefully to alleviate some of the problems that we had and get our building permit times cut down drastically. I know we're coming into the wintertime now, so the building permits don't take as long to begin with. But I'd like to thank everyone for just being patient with us. We're getting to as many as we can. This past month, we issued 32 permits, 160 inspections. So as you can see, that office is definitely moving along pretty well and pretty busy. I went to the village board meeting last week, and I was handed an intermunicipal agreement for the storm shelter, which we're looking over and reviewing to hopefully get past that one thing. And there was discussion about having our village and town meetings again. I did reiterate to the mayor that we should be doing these meetings with one item on the agenda, not 4, 5, or 10 items on the agenda, because we just can't get to them. And we're going to try to plan on doing them on an off night where there's no meetings and there's no time constraints, so we can actually focus the time that we need on the meetings to get done. I don't necessarily think we need a full board from both the town and the village, but we can really start gaining some ground if we just take one item and just pretty much work through it, hammer it till we can get it agreed on and move forward. And that's all I have this evening.
Thank you, Mike. Paul?
I don't have anything for this evening, so we're good. Bill?
We've received some of the ADA playground equipment for Littman Park. Tomorrow, we're expected to receive the dual wheelchair swing, and hopefully we'll be able to get these things installed in the near future. We interviewed today someone for the recreation leader or director.
Recreation director, yeah.
And next week we have more interviews, and hopefully we can get that spot filled soon and move on and get some programs for our children of the area and possibly some of our adults in the area. I also spoke with the mayor. I spoke with him on Saturday regarding starting the meetings again between the town and the village, and to try to resolve some of the issues, get the personalities out of it, and try to solve some of our issues that we have together. And I still haven't received any word from Ulster County on rescheduling the satellite meetings that they were going to do quarterly. We had one September 7th scheduled, and it didn't happen. So the next one is scheduled for December, unless they reschedule the other one.
You're talking about the variety of services that they come down with?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. That's all I have.
Cassie?
Okay. First up, the harvest, registering your home or business for the harvest decorating contest is still open. You can still register through Monday. And then Tuesday, the link for voting will be out, and there'll be a list of homes that are available for you to go look at. And there'll be, the winners will be announced at our first meeting in November, and prizes will be awarded for the first 3 homes that get the most votes. Town hall will be closed from 8:30 to 11:30 on Tuesday because we're doing a staff training. We're doing an active shooter training here at Town Hall. I hope that's not an inconvenience for anybody, but it's something that our staff needs to have. Halloween's around the corner. We'll have trick-or-treaters out on the street. We have our curfew in place. Please be careful out there when you see our little guys out there in their costumes. They may not see you if they're wearing a mask, so be very aware of them. And water and sewer matters are moving forward. Connections are happening. At my last water and sewer meeting, we had been advised that 28 homes had been connected, which is very exciting. Things might slow down with the colder weather, but the crews are moving forward. And if you have any questions, you can reach me here at Town Hall. And that's all I have for tonight.
Could I just add one more thing?
Sure.
Downstairs, there's a box for unwrapped toy donations. If anybody would like to stop by and drop a toy off, it's from People's Place in Kingston, which supplies the children of the Ellenville School District with Christmas presents. We work with the Methodist Church across the street here and the school district together. So if you feel that you can do it, please donate an unwrapped toy for the cause. And if you're interested in signing up, you go on the school's website, you can sign up for children 16 and under. And there's also a sign up at the same time for Thanksgiving basket.
Okay, thanks, Jeff. All right, as far as the, what Cassie was discussing, I was at a supervisor's meeting. We meet once a month. There's 20 towns in Ulster County and 3 villages. And that would be Ellenville, Saugerties, and New Paltz. And one of the topics on the agenda was Ulster County Resource Recovery has got a new director. He's from California. And he spoke to the supervisors at Marbletown, Rosendale Town Hall. They've been sharing the same town hall for 4 or 5 years now, off of Lucas Turnpike. And this gentleman, that's the new director, didn't specifically, we had a generalized conversation about what he has walked into over the years with the relationships between the county legislature, the county in general, and the resource recovery, and the different transfer or drop-off stations, as they prefer to call them, which is our transfer station by Lippin Park. He promised and wants, and very interested in visiting all of the transfer stations in Ulster County. And he was explaining that at one point he said, going green cost a lot of cleaning. So one of the Seneca Falls is the place that Ulster County takes their MSW, and it's about a 2-hour drive each way. And from what he mentioned the other day, by looking at the budget in the county, it's a $9 million a year budget for going back and forth. There's been comments in the past about Seneca Falls is closing, and at that meeting the other day, they said that they recently have gotten an extension, which I was surprised to hear, but they didn't have any kind of specific timeline on that. So those discussions with the new director were appreciated at the supervisors meeting, and a number of questions were asked, and we'll get answers from, and then he'll be reaching out to each individual town to see how each individual town is operating, because they might not be operating the same, and it would help everyone if everybody does help, in the same fashion that there's a plan for all the 20 towns and the 3 mayors to do the same thing. Again, not all of them participate, so it's just the ones that do participate. The budget preliminary, we're in a preliminary fashion or stage of the budget. We'll have to finalize it, I think, by November 19th. We're going to have another public hearing, but pretty much right now we're looking at about zero base tax levy, and that's similar to what we've done for the last 4 years. So I believe it was 0.15 for the whole 4 years. If we can do that, we'll do that. And but again, I stress to the board and to the public that having these workshop meetings, there's a lot that goes into the budget. It's just not okay. Let's throw these numbers in here and come up with a number. It's more than that. It's looking at each individual fund of expenses and revenues and fund balances, and it's technical and very important. It's taxpayers' money. Let's see. From what I understand, I was texted by John Kavaris, who's in the audience tonight, and county legislator, and also Craig Lopez, Tuesday night, 2 days ago. The Ulster County legislature has done something that Ulster County hasn't done, I believe, if I'm accurate. There's like 4 counties in the whole state. There's about 60 some 62 counties in the state. I think there's 4 counties that do not make their villages whole as far as unpaid delinquent taxes. And Tuesday night, the county legislature, I believe, voted unanimously, and John was on, I believe you're on that committee, correct? So I think it's a very, you're talking about the village and the town working together and articles in the newspapers, a lot of stuff that is just not right that's being put in the newspapers, and there's also some comments that are not right. And there's, I actually talked to John today for about close to an hour, and we had a very good conversation. And at this point, there's really no sense in getting into it, but we discussed the emergency shelter, and we, like Mike had said, the town board will sit down with a limited, Mr. Collier, myself, and maybe Mike, and because he's on that committee, correct? And then Mr. Kaplan and Mr. Warren and another, maybe a trustee, will be on that committee, and with their attorney, and we'll have to get facts. What's happened since last November, it's almost a year ago, this has been going on for a year, and I was given 2 agreements back in April and May that were ridiculous to look at, from the point of looking at it from an actual town and village agreement. No place in the agreement did it say shared service, not one spot. And I mean, they weren't, the first one wasn't officially given to us to pass because it basically had the supervisor from 2012's name on it. The next one that I got in May, prior to the June budget, was a lot cleaner, but it was very generic. But it also basically said that the town will pay all the repairs and all the renovations and improvements to the emergency shelter. So that was a non-starter. The town board talked about it. I'm not going to say we've been silent, but we've basically had conversations with the village to request certain information and to have an agreement that would be something that you could look at and actually come up with some solutions. So I think we're getting maybe to that point, and
Closer.
it's getting closer. But there's some factual information that has to come to light. The town, it's just plain facts that the town of Wawarsing budget is. We have a history of having zero-based budgets, and we have fund balances, and we handle our affairs well. And tonight, again, when we talked about the county legislature making them whole, that's a big step for them. So that wasn't their fault that they weren't made whole by the county. It's the county's responsibility to do that, and they did that, which is a good thing. But that's one part of the puzzle. The rest of the part of the puzzle is that they have to be responsible fiscally, and then when you're talking about shared services, because the governor of New York, no matter who it was, the last X number of governors have talked about consolidation of services. Some consolidations of services will save money. So some of these things, we just have to be transparent completely, and that means when we ask for something, that we get what we ask for. If we're going to make a decision to share our budgets, increase our town budget, again, there's an argument that regardless, it's the people that live in the village also live in the town, which I completely agree with. But you have to have complete transparency and have all the information that the town board is required and needs to have when they make decisions. The court has been given to the town by December 1st. That wasn't a choice of the town. There's a possibility that it could, be revenue for that. There's also issues that we have to add another day at least to the court procedure. So those things have to be worked out, whether it's a plus or minus financially or whatever. But it still does impact the budgets, and what I'm mentioning here, I think it's very important that, when you talk about working together, we just can't say we're going to work together. We have to discuss why we're working together and how we're going to work together. So, at this particular point, that's my comments on that. And I believe we're done for the evening, right? Does anybody else want to, petitioners want to talk? Anybody else? No? Thanks for coming, John, tonight. Go ours. And I have a motion to.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Mike makes a motion, Cassie seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.